Hindu festival of Diwali brings together students and faculty members of various faiths on the USC campus. It shows the religious and ethnic diversity that is increasingly common at American colleges. 37-year-old Varun Soni coordinates a chaplain corps of 50 clergymen and women of various faiths who offer counseling and conduct religious services. Appointed to the post 3 years ago, Soni is not himself ordained. He is a lawyer, religion scholar, and entrepreneur who once ran an India-based company that did legal work for American high-tech firms. He is also Hindu.
It is unusual for someone like me to be in a position like this. I am the first Hindu in American history to be the chief religious or spiritual leader of a university. I'm the only non-Christian currently serving in this capacity.
Like many of his friends of other faiths, Soni grew up in the United States somewhat disconnected from his religious heritage. His family did celebrate Hindu holidays.
But theologically or scripturally, we didn't know much about our own tradition. And in fact, it wasn't until I got to college that I really began to study Hinduism and Buddhism that I really began to learn about my own faith traditions.
He studied Buddhism in Bodh Gaya, India, the place where the Buddha was said to have been enlightened. Soni would later complete a doctorate in religious studies. He taught law for a time, but Soni says he now enjoys the chance to interact with students on a more personal level, as he did at a recent college event for students who want to pursue theological studies after they finish at USC.
And when I look and reflect upon my own college career, I realize that the transformative moments in my life that really shaped the trajectory of my life often happened outside the classroom. They happened in conversations with friends. They happened through, for our students, through their fraternity or sorority experiences, through their study abroad experiences, through athletics, through community service.
He says community service projects in low-income neighborhoods bring together students from many religious backgrounds.
What we see is that our generation of students are less interested in traditional religious service and doctrine and more interested in community service and religious experience and engagement and conversation.
The American campus, like the nation, is changing, and Varun Soni's counterpart at Stanford University says Soni's USC appointment is part of a trend toward religious diversity. Scotty McLennan is Stanford's Dean for Religious Life.
The idea is to be responsive to all students, faculty, staff, alumni, regardless of religious tradition or lack thereof, and to be grounded in a tradition yourself, but then open to the religions of the world.
Both men say that those who actively engage with people of other faiths can find more meaning in their own faith. Varun Soni says Indian Americans are branching out beyond such professions as medicine, law, and engineering.
Now Indian Americans and Hindu Americans who grew up in the United States have so many prominent role models in the public sphere. There's, governors and writers and actors and directors and innovators and entrepreneurs, as well as physicians and lawyers and engineers. So I think for Indian Americans growing up today, they can do more things because there's a path.
He says some may even, like him, aspire to become the Dean of Religious Life at a university. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Los Angeles.